So you're all welcome to this discussion on is crypto a currency. Now this session has been divided into 3 sessions. The first session we shall talk on what's cryptocurrency. Second on government versus the crypto. And third and final one is and will crypto be a currency. So we start with what is a cryptocurrency. The word cryptocurrency consists of 2 words, crypto and currency. And what does crypto mean? So there is some disturbance there. Let me see. So crypto stands for cryptography. Cryptography means encryption, that is end-to-end encryption. Just to give you an example, if you look at our WhatsApp, this is what we find at the logo, end-to-end encryption. And if you click onto that, you will get more detail. WhatsApp secures your conversations with end-to-end encryption. Your messages and calls stay between you and the people, that is between the sender and the receiver. Not even WhatsApp can read or listen to them. That is what is known as cryptography. That is the first part of cryptocurrency. And second part, of course, is currency, which means money. Often we refer to it as the legal tender currency. And we know the money we use today, rupee in India, dollar in America, yen in Japan, etc., have been evolved through a number of years. In fact, this history is as long as human history. So we will have a brief look at the history of money. We know that we started with a barter system, that is exchanging goods for goods. And it was around 1200 BC, we started using sheet cells or cowries, as we say. And at the invention of copper and silver, we started with the coins. First, it was mere figures, then it was heads of state that were shown there. And the first currency notes were issued in China in the 13th century, and it was Marco Polo took it over to Europe. And it took several years, and there were very many currencies, and it was only in 1900 that it was decided that it shall be the central bank of a country which shall issue the currency. And there were issues there, and after 2 world wars in 1944, because of say inconsistencies in the notes issued, there was a meeting at a place called Bretton Woods in America, and it was decided that gold shall be the standard and US dollars shall be the basis on which the country shall issue the notes. And in 1950, we see the first credit card issued by Diners Club, and we say we started with the plastic money. But in 1971, when President of America, Richard Nixon, took away that gold standard, and then onwards we talk about what is called a fiat currency without any basis, without adequate results. Also central banks could issue currency notes, and with the advent of the internet, we also have e-money or money sent through the internet. And the question is, are we ready now for the next advancement in the currency? If you look at the earlier ones, we find that we also have improved. We have used the newest invention for introducing the currency. And are we ready for next type of currency? Are we entering into a new era? And is that the one called Bitcoin? We'll start with the origin of Bitcoin, the genesis of Bitcoin. It all started with white paper which was published by a person, Satoshi Nakamoto. It's a pseudonym, and nobody knows who actually is. Is it a group of person or individual person with a paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system? In this paper, is referring to the block and a hash, and actually this is the birth of what we now call it as the blockchain. Blockchain means a set of data put into one is called a block, and they are linked together by hashing, by alphanumeric numbers, so that one will be chained to the other. And so every data will be chained one to the other, and they say we can read all these blocks back to the first one, which was started by Satoshi Nakamoto, called Genesis block. And we had to learn another term called shared open ledger. Now, ledger, as we know, is an account book. And say if you want to transfer money through a bank, what we do, say, for example, A wants to transfer money to C, the A's account will be debited and C's account will be credited in the bank's account. That's the third party. And we rely on this ledger that is kept there. And we know with the digital, we have what is known as the spreadsheet. Now, what Satoshi Nakamoto is suggesting is that all these should be net together. There are a number of computers which have been set up all over the world, and these accounts are kept there, the same ledger. This is called the distributed ledger technology. And every node will keep the full account. So just imagine how much space will be required. Just imagine how much calculation power should be required for each of these nodes. So this is the figure of one of these nodes. This will be as huge as this. And these people who operate are called the miners, because in the case of gold and silver, we know that they have to dig out. But here, this is not a physical effort, this is a mental effort. In fact, these people who are there, they will get a remuneration in the form of new coins. That's why they are called the miners. Now say, let us look at a particular transaction. Say I, in Kerala, want to send money to one of my relatives in, say, Canada. So I send a request here, and immediately those people who are online will check on my accounts, whether I have the sufficient number of Bitcoins, whether I have used it earlier, whether I have currently with me. And at the same time, there may be people who will be making a calculation for the hash. And immediately it will be entered in the blocks and it will be hashed and sent to all the ledgers. Immediately it will be entered, and that is how the money will be transferred. So the miners will get a remuneration, and those who want to get Bitcoin, there are three ways of getting it. One is through mining. Second is through the exchanges. There are exchanges who sell these cryptocurrencies. And third one is getting in the form of a service. I have come across people who are working in Korea or working for a company in Korea. They are paid in cryptocurrency on Bitcoin. So that is for you the basic technology. I don't want to go anything more detailed on this. And we see the main features of the Bitcoins are, number one, remember, Bitcoin stands for the currency plus the payment system. And as I told you, the heart of Bitcoin is the blockchain plus the distributed ledger technology. This is an open source which Satoshi has made, and there are much improvements on this. And as you can see, there are innovators who are innovating on this, and a number of cryptocurrencies have emerged. This is a financial revolution, which we call it as decentralized financing, DeFi. Every transaction is automatically verified, and it is anonymous, and nobody knows who it is. It is only in digits people will be known. So it is likely to be misused. and there can be a number of illegal activities related to these cryptocurrencies. So these are the main differences. If you look at the legal tender currencies, which we know they are centralized, that means it is through a bank we issue it. But in the case of cryptocurrency, it is decentralized. There is no one person controlling it. Secondly, it is regulated by the central bank in the case of a legal tender currency. And in the crypto, they say it is the code. It is the protocol. That is the law that regulates itself. In the case of legal tender currency, we need to display the know your customer. That means all the details will be given and displayed, and they will be monitored. But in the case of cryptocurrency, it will be anonymous. And lastly, in the case of legal tender currency, what we find is the value is coming down. Say the case of a rupee or a dollar, the value of a rupee last year and this year is coming down. But in the cryptocurrency, we say it is moving up day by day. So these are the major differences. And I don't want to say anything more. Just to sum up what I have said, I will be using a video which I came across in the IMF website. Just 2 minutes that will sum up what cryptocurrency is.
When we buy or sell things, the payment is usually processed by a bank or credit card company. Problem number one, the companies often take a cut of the transaction. Two, we have to trust these companies to protect our sensitive data from hackers. Three, most international payments take a long time and are expensive. To solve these problems, we could use a special currency that is secure and based on the science of cryptography, which is a way of protecting information using mathematics. This special type of currency is called a cryptocurrency and only exists in computer networks. When you send someone this special currency, the money goes directly to them, removing the middleman. And at the same time, the transaction is broadcast to the entire network and recorded in a permanent way, which means it's almost impossible to fool the system. Costs of making payments are lower, transactions are faster, especially across countries, and even those people around the globe who don't have bank accounts can buy or sell goods and participate in the global economy. However, there are some risks. The transactions in most cryptocurrencies are anonymous. Some cryptocurrencies can even be untraceable. This can make it easier for the bad guys to make payments without being noticed. If you lose your password, you could lose all your money. At the moment, cryptocurrencies are highly volatile. They can't process large amounts of transactions quickly yet, and they're not even widely accepted. But if we can counter the risks, then this new technology, or some variation of it, can completely change the way we sell, buy, save, invest, and pay our bills. And who knows, this could be the next step in the evolution of money.
Now, if you look at cryptocurrency, is it so incomprehensible? It said that only 1 out of 10 persons understand how it works. So are you the 1 person or are you one of the 9 persons? And those who invest, it is said only 1 out of 3 persons know little about it. So don't worry if you have not even understood what is cryptocurrencies. You ride a bike, you drive a car, but do you know the mechanics of the internal combustion engine? May not. But you know how to drive it, and more than that, you know the traffic rules, the safety rules. That is what is important. Now, as I told you, the number of cryptocurrencies have come up after Bitcoins. All these are called altcoins. And currently, I don't know, I have taken from an agency, Coin Market Cap, in December 2021. They say there are 15,000 cryptocurrencies. Can you imagine? And of these, 40% of the businesses are done in Bitcoin, 40%, and 20% in Ethereum. Ethereum is a platform, and Ether is the coin that is issued by Ethereum. And the remaining 40% are other altcoins. And I will just give you the list of some important cryptocurrency. I told you there are 15,000 of them. I not give you all the list over here. These are some of them. And this is the figure I have arrived at from the IMF. That is in October 21, by October, November, of the total business done in cryptocurrencies. Quite huge, isn't it? It is US $1 trillion. Now you can see this is Bitcoin is the largest amount. Second is I told you it is Ether. It is Ethereum is the platform. Ether is the coin. Second is the smart contract. We have to understand that smart contract under Ethereum. Now this is a new development. These cryptocurrencies are programmable. That means you can send coins, you can send money on the contract basis. Say, for example, you can send money to a person, but he can obtain it only on completion of a contract or on completion of such a, say, trade deal. And such contracts are possible. Say, for example, you can have when money sent, say, for example, if it rains, you can pay the money. Anything can be decided on which the payments can be made. Such is possible. And also others are there. And there is a new development which is called stable coins. Stable coins are cryptocurrencies which are issued on the basis of the legal tender currency. It might be US dollars or it might be yen or anything. Let's look at that. Cryptocurrency, which we said was completely different. Now it is getting connected to our legal tender currencies. Stable coins, they are gaining in currency. They're gaining in popularity. Two of them are Tether and USD coins are the stable coins I can refer to. So again, crypto, which we thought was unconnected and different one. Now it is getting connected to our legal tender currencies. Now just give you an idea about the size of this. Now it was Apple which had crossed 3 trillion. Now currently it is only 2.8 trillion. And there are companies above this 1 trillion, Microsoft, Alphabet, these are the companies there. If you look at the countries, now the October 2021 economic outlook of IMF, India is at 3.2 trillion. There are 5 other countries above these: America, China, Japan, UK, Germany, and France. Remember, all the other countries, that is 183 of them, are below this. That means this cryptocurrency market is bigger than 183 countries in the world. So that takes us to the next topic, crypto and the governments.